Hello, I'm Max, and with me today is Chris.
Hello.
We're going to be reviewing the new Doctor Who episode, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. It was on yesterday. What did you think, Chris?
Not good.
Not good?
If I'm honest. I didn't enjoy it.
Why? I thought it was alright. It was a
just
passable episode.
Passable. Passable is about as nice about it as I can be. It just felt like a 5-year-old had written it.
Well, it was aimed at a 5-year-old.
No, but I mean written by a 5-year-old. Like it was childish from beginning to end.
Well, yeah, that was the whole. It was a.
I know, I agree.
It
It's like you with a title like Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, you know what you're going to get. But
yeah.
I mean, even with that, I was like, oh god, it didn't impress me. It just there was more bad than good. Can't really think of much good, to be honest.
Well, I can think of a few good, but we'll come to that. But the beginning was a bit like, why has he got? But you know who's the? Why did they get a riddle in it?
That's a character. Do you want the guy?
The character.
The actor or the character?
Character.
Riddle.
Is he supposed to be someone?
No, he's just a big game hunter.
All right. Why him? Why is the Doctor hanging out with him? Because
Well,
he seems
he knows a lot of people. The thing that gets me about that is when he went to retrieve him, he didn't know there were dinosaurs on it.
Yeah.
It was just a ship. It struck me. It was like that's bad story writing. It's like if he'd known there were dinosaurs and thought, shit, I need a really like the world's greatest hunter, because that's what they're kind of implying. He's like a really famous hunter. He's like Alan Quatermain or something. He's like, Then go and get him.
Yeah.
Don't get him and just luck out. Oh, it happens that there are things that he can hunt. That's very poor writing.
Yeah, but I mean the reason was he wanted a gang, didn't he? Like,
He's
I
had
want
a
a gang
before. That's another thing. It's like he's had gangs. Not gangbangs. I mean,
He might have.
Going back to it, I was alright with that character. It was like, you know.
My problem is why is the Doctor hanging out with him? Because he seems very
Cocky, what?
cocky. Like he's ready to kill things. He's ready to hunt things. He's very ready to.
Hunter, yeah. I know it.
He's very sexist. Why
is from like the early 1900s.
Yeah?
What do you expect?
Why is the Doctor hanging out with him?
Because he was a nice guy. Maybe he saved his life. I don't know. Okay, these are questions which you can't answer. Yes, fair enough. It's a bit. Oh, he's a bit of an odd character, but he's been friends with weirder people than him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it wasn't that bad. Why the hell they needed Egyptian Queen Nefertiti in it? What was the point of her?
A sassy woman.
The point? There was no place for her. She would have been a much better historical character in her own episode. Do an ancient Egyptian one. They haven't done one yet. Do an ancient Egyptian one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done one yet in New Who. So do that. And she's a good character because, when they do things like Agatha Christie and Shakespeare, they always tie it into a sort of mystery in their lives. Like, Agatha Christie's disappearance. Nefertiti did disappear from public records, but historical records. No one knows what happened to her. Do an episode based around that. Don't just chuck her in an episode for, quite frankly, all I can see is for the purposes of temporarily being a hostage. That was it.
Yeah.
She was a waste of a character in my opinion. You could have given more airtime to, like, say, Rory's dad, who I thought was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
Mark Williams,
yeah. But going on to his dad, I thought he looked like him. I totally believed that they were his dad.
A character, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I liked him he's coming back in episode 4, so
that's
the only problem is it's written by the same guy. So I'm now preparing myself for some really childish, writings.
I thought his dad was actually quite quirky, funny. Well, I say funny.
It's
why
those
has he got golf
quirky
balls?
moments. Yeah. In most people, like actors and stuff, if you told them to do something quirky like that, it would just annoy me. There are very few that can get away with doing something like what kind of man doesn't have a trowel? Something like that. I mean, I'm not saying I piss myself laughing, but it's just like, I get it. Most of the time, it would make me want to put my fist through the screen. Something that sort of made me laugh a little bit, unintentionally, I didn't mean for it, is when he's talking to the Indian Space Agency or whatever it was. I don't know who she was, couldn't even really keep up a convincing Indian accent. There are a couple of times where it just dropped straight back into like a northern accent or something like that, and it was blatant. I don't look for things like that, yet I noticed it, so it was quite noticeable.
Yeah, she's probably from South London or something.
It was wherever she's from, you know.
I thought the design of the Silurian ship was pretty nice.
CGI was alright.
Yeah, I thought the design of the ship looked good.
It didn't blow me away, but it didn't annoy me, you know. Dinosaurs, there were some moments where it was like, that's all right CGI, but then there were times where it was like, that's not so good. I mean, it was just like when they're riding the Triceratops. I mean, you just know it's like a child wrote that. It's like, when he rides on the back of a dinosaur. I know it's for children. It's always been for children, yet it's never been. Well, it has dipped into that absurdness, but in a good way. This did not do it in a good way. I can't explain it. I just saw that. I was like,
Yeah, well, that's because
It was unnecessary. Really, there were so many things. It was just unnecessary, plot-wise. It was like, why are you doing that? There was no reason to do that sort of thing.
Yeah,
there were just so many just little niggles. It was all over the place. There was nothing really huge that made me want to kill myself. It was just lots of little things. I was constantly getting annoyed.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds, it was like, oh, for God's sake, why have you said that? You know.
Well, I thought it was weird because obviously there's 6 people, like the 6 goodies, including the Doctor, and they got split into 2 groups. Yeah, they had to, obviously.
You could not have 6
I enjoyed
people
the Doctor, Rory, and his dad. I enjoyed that group. The other 3, I just didn't give a shit about any of them.
All that I remember of that is just flirting with the.
But it's so like cliched. Oh, the woman who's just, like
from the start. It's like, oh look, they're clashing. They're going to end up together.
It's so like it's been done before so many times in just Doctor Who.
That, yeah.
So there's this sort of like a woman who's really strong, but they don't treat her like a proper woman, and then they end up together. It's just it's Nefertiti and fucking whoever this Riddler guy is.
But the baddie.
To be honest, I thought he was the best thing about it.
He was a very good baddie.
But this is the problem. The whole theme and sort of ambience of the film is sort of like a wacky sort of romp, fun ride. That the baddie is so. Well, I thought he was really good. He should have been used in a different episode.
Yeah, I agree, and used
the whole
better effect.
Yeah, the whole episode is like, it's wacky, and then there's a guy who's doing genocide for money.
Yeah. But not that. The bit that didn't sort of make me go, Jesus, that's a bit far. It's when he gets Nefertiti, when she hands herself over to him, and he pins her up against the wall or something, and he says something like, "Oh, I like breaking people
breaking him
and
in,
I really enjoyed breaking you in."
Yeah.
That I don't know whether he intended it to sound like he was going to rape her, but it felt like it was a bit of a line.
But no, that was the whole point, because I'm an advocate of the darker the better for Doctor Who.
Absolutely.
And that is good for Doctor Who, but then it's in an episode that's just completely.
But then they ride a Triceratops with a golf ball,
and then they shoot the Triceratops. That was a good moment. I assume there's a lot of people that were getting upset. I mean, I got a bit upset.
Well, yeah, I know why everyone gets up, but whenever I see something like that, where it's like a dying or injured dinosaur, it just makes me think of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I can't look at someone stroking a dinosaur without going, "Oh, it's Jurassic Park."
Or the bit, is that the bit? Yeah, it's the Triceratops, isn't it?
Yeah, it's even the same dinosaur, and he's like stroking it. I'm surprised the Doctor didn't try digging through the Triceratops' shit. Anyway, back to Doctor Who.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the baddie was wasted
on
a wacky episode. He was, because I obviously like the guy, the actor. What's his name? David Earl.
Bradley, I think, isn't it?
Bradley Earl, something, or David
Bradley.
David Bradley. I know there's a David somewhere.
Yeah, I know there's a David.
And obviously, I liked him in Game of Thrones, and he's good in Harry Potter. Yeah. I thought he was wasted on a sort of tame, sort of wacky episode, and I did obviously like the robots because it was like Mitchell and Webb. Well, it was Mitchell and Webb.
Oh no!
What was wrong with them?
What was wrong with them? Again, it was like a 5-year-old had written a sodding dialogue.
They had like a Hitchhiker's Guide sort of vibe to them.
No, it had what was trying to be a Hitchhiker's Guide, but failing. It was so clear that it was like, oh, they're trying to be like Hitchhiker's Guide. They're trying. It just makes me want to smack the guy and think, no, you are not Douglas Adams. Stop trying to act like him.
Yeah. Well, I thought Mitchell and Webb were good at it. If it was anyone else, then I would have been like, "Oh, this is just rubbish." And it's embarrassing, but I thought they
are probably the only
Mitchell and
reason
Webb.
why I tolerated it so much and didn't slit my throat. But it was just so childish. I know it's aimed for kids. Kids probably found it funny, but kids find anything funny. You don't want to patronise them. Just saying things like, "We're going on the naughty step," and it's like, what are you going on about?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was alright. The robots were okay.
Well,
the baddies were okay.
When the plot called for it, they had pretty good aim.
Yeah.
When they've got to hit 3 people riding a Triceratops, kind of slowly, to be fairly, they can't shoot for shit.
Yeah, but when they were standing right
like
next to
that.
the Triceratops and shot it, so they didn't need good aim for
They're
that.
robots, for God's sake.
Yeah. I know they should have had good aim,
it's
but
just
they've been
like-
there for
it's
ages.
just- again, it's like, fair enough, I'll let it go, but it just niggled me.
Yeah.
Just constantly, I was never able to just sit back and relax, but something was making me go, just annoying. It's just like ants or something, just constantly annoying. I'd rather it was just a normal episode, but at one point it made me feel like I've been punched in the face. Get it over and done with, rather than drawing out, constantly getting annoyed.
So you'd rather have a big punch in the face like the London Olympics one, rather than a little
No, that
punches
wasn't
in the
being
face.
punched in the face. That was like being tortured like a Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But for about an hour.
Yeah, and then the ending is just one big a bullet to the knee.
It was just, don't even bring up that episode.
Yeah, alright. Going back to things that annoy me is I don't like Amy. I've said this before in the previous one, but how did she figure out how to? Oh, she's
work
like
the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, she
she's so
watches the
savvy.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I know, it's crap. That
Just
things
press
like
buttons.
That, it's just for the sake of the script. It's easier for the script. I hate moments like that.
Well, then why do you watch Doctor Who?
Because I love the concept of Doctor Who. I love the old Doctor Who. I watch it in the hope that old Doctor Who crops up, whether it's mentioned or whatever. Just, I can't abandon it. It's been with me for so long.
Yeah.
And occasionally, New Who
Gets it right.
gets something right.
What did you think of obviously the the missiles and all that stuff? But when the Doctor let him
See,
die,
that's just it. It's like,
Solomon
the
died.
thing that annoys me about that is what I knew. I knew what I was going to read on reviews and comments that people post. So many people, again, this is that thing of people that only know New Who, where it's like, Stephen Moffat, how could you do that? Even though it wasn't Stephen Moffat that wrote that episode. It's like, oh, I thought that the Doctor was a man that never would. And then you get a normal, sane person going underneath, the Doctor has killed before in cold blood. Just watch old Doctor Who. He does kill. That's what annoys me. People that comment going, oh, the Doctor doesn't kill. That was so heartless. It's like, no, he does kill, alright? He does use weapons. He's not as...
Yeah, but it's a different Doctor, isn't it? That's the whole point of that, isn't it?
True, but
Has
it's the
Matt
same
Smith
guy
killed any
underneath.
before?
Indirectly, he probably has.
But directly, has he killed someone? Has any of the
I
new
don't know.
ones
I
killed
don't know. I
anyone?
haven't read his books. I haven't listened to his audio.
Just
so I don't know.
just the.
I don't know. Nothing
episodes.
springs to mind, but that does not mean he hasn't. I
Alright,
don't know. I can't think that quickly.
Well, if people listening know, just comment because I can't. Has Matt Smith killed anyone? That's the question to our audience.
Has the 11th Doctor killed
right.
anyone?
Because I thought it was a bit. I don't know. I agree. Is like what he shouldn't have killed him.
It was a bit harsh, to be fair.
Because
like an execution. He
it's
could have
like-
just apprehended him,
Yeah,
taken him to
it's
space
like
prison.
when Davros is going to destroy everything that's ever
Come
lived.
with me, Davros.
Yeah, come, I'll save you. Oh, the guy that's just looking for money. Yeah, sure, he's genocided the Silurians, but they're rubbish.
There's still Silurians not. That was just that's not genocide. That's just killing them all on that ship.
Yeah.
He didn't kill the entire race. That's what genocide is.
Well, either way, I thought it was a bit sort of, It was
It was a little bit harsh, but it was like, come on, grow up. It's like, yes, he killed him. It was an execution. I thought it was a bit stupid. The idea of an engine room was a beach.
Why?
It's just bollocks. Wave power.
Yeah, that
What's
was.
wrong with a nuclear fusion generator? You get a lot more out of that. It was just trying to be quirky and cool and everything. It was like, well, hang on, not really.
Well, it was all right. It had a. There was a reason.
Again, it
for them
just
being out
struck me as trying to be Hitchhiker's Guide, and it's not. It's not Hitchhiker's Guide. As much as he's trying to act like Douglas Adams, he's not.
Well, obviously there was a lot of influences in it. I mean, they mentioned
Yeah, but it wasn't so much as paying homage to it or like going, right, yeah, this is like a tribute to it. It was more like, if he can do it, I can do it.
No,
It felt like that.
No, it was more like, oh, this is done in the style of that.
It didn't feel like that to me. It felt like he was bigging himself up by thinking he was like Douglas Adams. It's like, no, you're not. Okay?
Who was he? Who is the writer?
Chris Chibnall.
Oh.
He also wrote 42, Burn With Me, which was shit. And he wrote the other Silurian two-parter, which was shit.
Alright.
And he's writing episode 4, which is probably going to be shit.
Yeah.
Only good thing about it, I imagine, is going to be Rory's dad coming back.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit stupid as well. Steering of the ship, what you needed to be related.
Yeah.
Have the same DNA. It was a shit
convenient
reason just so that him and his dad can do something. It was like that. It was it was completely pointless, didn't make sense, and I didn't like it. It was horrible. What? No.
Well, no, it's
what
just
kind of ship
convenient.
design is? It was unbelievably convenient just for the sake of the story. And again,
well, are the Silurians genetically all the same?
No,
maybe that's why they're doing
it. Some Taran ship could do
well,
why would any ship do that? Just in case there was only one of them. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's like going, you have to be a certain age to steer the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, what? We haven't got any 30-year-olds. Oh, we're screwed. It's just like, why would anybody design a ship like that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it just makes it like it just adds something to like the.
I know, and it's just.
We need to steer the ship. We can't.
That's not the only way they could have got some sort of bonding, funny moment where him and his dad have to save the day.
Yeah.
There could have been plenty more. All you have to do is just think about it, not go. That'll do.
Maybe you didn't have time.
DNA.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of the doctor going, but this genetic thing. We need 2 people with the same genes, and then we're the same. Doctor just go. He goes, yeah, you are. So yeah, you should have thought of that straight away.
How close do they need to be? Because that just raises questions. If it was clones, fair dues. They've got identical brother and sister. Someone and their cousin, is that close enough? How about second cousin? How about me and a gorilla? Is that close enough? It's stupid. Again, I've just thought of that right off the top of my head.
Well, email in, comment. What do you think? Would Chris and a gorilla be able to control that spaceship?
I'm just going to get insults because of that.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
And another thing was I'm sorry to have to keep just slagging off Amy, but I just really don't like her as a character. I don't mind Karen Gillan, but when she said, when they were defending against the dinosaurs, he goes, "I'll help," and he goes, "What, you? Yeah, I'm worth 2 men," and then lock the whatever gun it is, and then he went outside and did it to back and all that.
Which she instinctively knew.
Yeah.
Like combat situation tactics kind of thing. It's like, I don't know. I thought when she said, "I'm worth 2 men," I knew it was going down that path. It was like she's gonna kick some ass sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect her to start doing those sort of moves.
I'm surprised,
with him.
One of the Velociraptors, I assume it was.
Whatever.
They didn't knock the gun out of her hands, and then she started fighting with it. But there's another bit where he goes, he's whatever his name is, shoots one dinosaur and then shoots another. And he goes, "Duck!" and then she ducks, and then he shoots the other one.
Again, that's like a 5-year-old who's watched like a sort of cool looking action film, and it's like, that'll be great. It's like so many moments. It was like a child wrote that.
Was there slow motion? Because I can't remember.
I don't think.
Was it like Bad Boy style?
I don't think there was slow motion. It was just like back to back. I don't know. Maybe they slowed it down a bit. Maybe they just made it a bit more whizzy, but. It was definitely. I thought, lines.
And he said, "This can take down a dinosaur instantly." They had to shoot him a few times to bring him down.
Maybe it was on stun.
Yeah.
It's just funny when reading reviews, the sort of person that watches Classic Who and immediately references, what was it? Invasion of the Dinosaurs, I think it was, John Pertwee, where the special effects are shite.
Horrendous.
It's like every Classic Who fan, in every comment I read, referenced that. Any new Who fan didn't have a clue what they were going on about. It's just things like that. It just sort of annoys me a little bit. I like reading Classic Who fans' opinions more than new Who fans.
Yeah, of course. The last bit, to sum it up, well, not to sum it up, but at the end of the episode, there was You know the bit where Rory's dad was sitting on with the TARDIS doors open, looking at the Earth. I thought that was pretty good because that's I would say to me, I want that. I want to look at the world like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Eating whatever he's eating.
Or doing the floaty thing.
Yeah, that would be good. Alright, that was the end of our review for Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Comment your views on it. What did you think of it? Or email us at matchbox@live.com. But yeah, get in contact. We'll see you next week.